Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Dead True Podcast. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Dawn.
We got Robot Cindy at the bottom. She's going to be fading in and out as we go along. She's having a little computer difficulty. Cindy, you there? Well, we just let her come in. She comes and goes. It's fine. So, Dawn, how did you like the camp? How was that?
I had a blast. I mean, it was a good time. I mean, it was like the celebrities that were there. I mean, they were so nice, and I think that speaks volumes of the cast and the crew.
I got you. I feel the same way. What's up, Danielle Caldwell? Yeah, we had a great time. We did a couple of the little things on stage, and we had a lot of fun doing that. And we interviewed. I interviewed anyway because I think we just lost Cindy. I interviewed the people from the Christmas Story: William Bell, Michael Koski, and Magma and Angel Theory. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. I think we losing a little. You there, Don?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. I couldn't hear you there for a minute, but yeah, we had a great time. It was a good weekend. Of course, I actually went and got Tyler Maine's autograph. Did pretty good. Got a picture with Deputy Doofy. Pretty awesome weekend. I can't complain too much. Got to hang out with some special people, and I can't say how happy I was about that. So we did really good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. I got a message from Cindy. Let's read this thing. Hold on. Let's see. She'll get on as soon as she can. She got booted, so her internet's kind of going crazy. Yeah, I love the pics from everyone too, honey. But yeah. So, what was the biggest part of the weekend from you, Miss Dawn? What did you like the best?
Like I said, it was just interacting with everybody and meeting a bunch of people that I've never met before, like Danielle, and just Cindy face to face, just everybody that I've talked to, like through the podcast and the Walking Dead group, just on Facebook.
Yeah, my thing is the same thing. It's like I'd rather go see the Walking Dead family than more say the actual stars. I enjoy those too. Don't get me wrong, I do, but I think it's more or less about getting together. Hey, Miss Carol, how you doing, honey? So actually, you don't see Dustin, Steven, and Casey tonight because they're all driving back home. I think Steven had a birthday party for his son, so kids come first on here. I completely understand. So let y'all know where the guys are tonight. Miss Dawn's on here with me, and I really appreciate it. What's going on, Miss Linda? But yeah, going through there, I mean, we had a mass array of people. Oscar did a fairly good job this time. I really enjoyed it. Casey did a good job. Kim, I can't, Jake did a great job as well. I can't say enough about that. They fantastic, and I think the next one's going to be even better, like usual. Yeah.
He did an awesome job, like making sure everybody was happy. I'm sure it was stressful too, trying to keep everything involved, but he did a good job, and I know he does it for the fans, and we appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You keep leaving. You keep going in and out. It's like your intercom keeps going back and forth.
Well, I had a phone call come through, and I had to decline it.
I got you. You're so popular. Everybody loves Dawn.
It was a spam call, Jimmy.
I got you. So, what do you think we can improve on for the convention?
Maybe some more stars. I don't know. More celebrities, bigger celebrities. Maybe more money on bigger celebrities. Maybe. I mean, I think it was okay. I mean, maybe a little bit more communication. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think communication was a little bit obscure, but I think for the most part, it went over really well. How'd you enjoy it? I know you've been to Sonoy how many times now?
Now what? Oh, 3.
3? Mm-hmm. So when you come down, what is your favorite thing to do in Sonoy?
eat at Nick and Norman's and go to the gate at Alexandria.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Cindy, if you can try to get in one more time, you're more welcome to, honey. I know we were going to have you in here to interview tonight, but it couldn't work, so it's fine.
And
If you can try to get back on though.
You showed me the fireworks, which was awesome. So that was the first time I experienced that. So that was awesome too.
Yeah. Every Memorial Day, Sonoya has a big fireworks show. I've been doing it for years, and they're really pretty. They actually go over the library lake, and it's really beautiful. So yeah, I actually enjoy that every year. Except last year, during COVID, they didn't do it, and it kind of depressed me a little bit. But I'm glad it's back. I really am. It's a local thing we do up here. So, but anybody got any questions at all? Anything? You feel free to call in. I actually let you call in my first phone number if you don't get creepy on me. But you think I ought to give that out? Anyway, but no, yeah, I think everything went over real well. Peachtree City was a good area. I kind of wish we still had the backdrop of Sonoya on it, but I think that being how far away it was, it kind of worked. Let's see. Yeah, but what do you think, Miss Dawn? What you got on your mind?
Well, like I said, I can tell everybody my story. My first celebrity I ever met from The Walking Dead was Nick Gomez, and he was amazing. Like, I hated him in the show, but now he's like my second favorite.
Oh, really? We were in a trivia night, and like some of the women kept asking to take his shirt off during trivia. I'm like, that's not a part of trivia. And then Cindy, and then Miss Cindy's like chimed in, take it off. I'm like, really?
He's pretty.
Y'all a trip. If men said that, it wouldn't go over well. So why can women get away with it? I don't get it.
I was looking up. I didn't know he was in Young Guns 2. He had like a part in Young Guns 2. I have to go back and watch.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that, Miss Dawn.
I looked that up. I was looking what he was in the past, and I was like, he was in Young Guns 2? I don't remember that. I have to go back and watch. I mean, it was a small part, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
Everybody's talking about Miss Linda's talking about how pretty he is.
He is, and he smells so good.
Miss Cindy, I'm trying to get you on, honey. I don't really know what to do, honey. I'm sorry. It's just your connection. But you want to go out to the car like we discussed and try to get it from there. We'll try it again. But yeah, I think he's a cool guy. I remember when I met him for the first time. It was at Walker Soccer 1 back in 2012, and we were outside in the. I don't know if you ever been to the Westin in downtown Atlanta. It's like a big circle building. It's the biggest one they got up there. And we were in the actual garage of all places hanging out. And we had Scott Wilson down there, and we had Nick Gomez. Lou Temple was hanging out with us. And Scott used to have this thing where he would take his little bottle of scotch and he'd have a cigar. He'd sit there smoking cigarettes and drink his little scotch, and Nick would come hang out and stuff, and they used to sit there and we used to talk to them as fans, and that was one of the memorable things, like being down there in that parking garage of all things, and watching them and actually getting to hang out with them. And I remember Ernie Singleton used to come down there and hang out and stuff like that. And it was like a different atmosphere than it is now. Back then, you can honestly do stuff like that. Now it's kind of like a no-go. Seth does it, but he's the only one. And that's the reason why I kind of treasure Seth in a way, because he's still acceptable. He still goes out and tries to meet people. He don't charge you for a selfie. And I like that. He's just a normal guy. And for a celebrity to do that still on this show shows me, there's still a little bit of hope that they ain't going to charge you astronomical prices just to say hello. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. And then it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Was it Friday night or Saturday night? I can't remember now. I think it was Friday. And Seth Gillen walked by me, and I was like, oh, my gosh. Here I'm just standing out there with Lisa because she was smoking, and he's just walking by. And I was like, I was so mad at myself that I didn't say, can I have a picture? But I sit there and talked to him for a few minutes, and then he went on. I was like, sure. Yeah.
He's just down to earth as he can be. That's what I'm saying. He kind of still impresses me. Now, Norman used to be that way, and I understand why Norman's not anymore, because he just got bombarded.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, for Seth, I'm really glad he still does that. Again, it means a lot to the fans. I remember, back in the day, everybody got to experience that, but now I'm glad that he at least comes around that con and kind of just hangs out. I'm glad he does that.
Well, you
Yeah,
know what? I'm really impressed with the Walking Dead fans there. They didn't hound anybody. Like Nick was sitting around, nobody bothered him. Nobody was like bothering Seth. Like they were just treating him like anybody else. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get it, but there's a big difference between. I hate to say this. There's a big difference between him hanging out and Andrew Lincoln hanging out or Norman
Right.
Reedus.
But
You know,
see, it was a different experience for me because it was the first time that I met any of them. So I was just excited to meet them as I would have been Andrew Lincoln.
I get it. I get
So
it. Yeah,
I was so surprised just to see how calm everybody was. And I was going, oh my gosh, that's Father G. You know what I mean? And everybody else was just like, oh, I was excited.
I got you. You want me to tell you some stories of back in the day when we used to do stuff like Walker stalking and stuff? Because I kind of go a step back in time if you want me to.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, I was doing the Andrew Lincoln line back at the first Walker Stalker, and I'm gonna tell you how long the line was. Okay, the line wrapped around the room like 50 times, and then ran outside and went down the hallway. And all right, now there was like 500 people in line. I kid you not. And we were sitting in there, and my job was when people come out the escalator, I was the first person they met to get in line.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I'm telling you there was over 500 people, there was more than that. And I remember I was getting cussed out every hour on the hour, and I'm not playing. Like I would get cussed out for really stupid reasons. Okay, I would. Well, people get off the escalator and they would say, is this Andrew Lincoln's line? It's like, yeah. And then they sit there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I understand they would get upset because it's a long line. Okay,
Right.
So whenever they started going through this line, they would get upset. And I remember about halfway through the day, I started getting tired. So I walked into the room where Andrew Lincoln was. We had waters in there and everything. And Andy was sitting at the table, of course. And my ex-wife was one of the people that said, "Hey, this is Andy. How much stuff you have? He can sign this." She was at the table with him. So I walked in there, just kind of cool off, sit down for a minute, and Andy found out that I was getting cussed out, like bad.
Mm-hmm.
And he come over to me. He said, "Look, go into the con, get whatever you want. I'll sign it." I was like, "Okay." I took that as a challenge. I went over there and I filled that box up. I bought like 5 or 10 of those magazines that are for $1 a piece. The comic books anyway, the number ones of a reprint.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a lot of stuff. I ain't gonna lie. I bought like at least 10 things, 20 things, something like that. And I brought him back to me. He signed all that stuff. And he said, "What are you gonna do with all this?" I said, "I'm gonna give it to my friends." He said, "Wow, really?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna give it to all my friends. Are you cool with that?" And he said, "Sure." So I went out there and into the con and I started giving all out this stuff. And I remember Casey's. I gave him a comic book. I gave a lot of people a lot of stuff. But I remember I walked away, I think, with 2 things. That's all I had. I think I had a big, it's a Funko Pop, and I had a comic book of my own.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I gave a lot of stuff out that day. And I don't know. That later on that day, I was sitting there, and this is when everybody else was pretty much done. And he was getting done. And I remember telling one person in that line, this is kind of back spacing, but I remember telling one of the people in that line, I was like, "Hey, man," I was like, I said, "Why are you arguing with me?" He goes, "Because I'm getting tired of being here." I said, "I'm tired of being here too." But I said, "Andy's spending some time with each person." And I was like, he's spending maybe 2-3 minutes with them at a time. That's why it's taking so long. And he said, "Man, I don't understand." I said, "Look," I said, "You like Andy Lincoln?" He's like, "Yeah, I like Andy Lincoln." I was like, "I like Andy Lincoln too." I said, "He's not a robot. He's a person just like you." I said, "Now, when you get up there, do you want him to sign your crap and tell you to move on? Or do you want to talk to him?" He said, "Man, I want to talk to him." I said, "Well, give these people a chance to." And that guy didn't say another word to me. He went back in the line, went about his business. And he was supposed to stop signing, I want to say, about 5 or 6 o'clock. And Andy Lincoln literally was still signing autographs at 9:45 at night.
Oh.
Yeah, because he didn't want to leave with anybody upset. So this is another side story to the Andy Lincoln story. So I'm sitting there. There's the last few people in line. I want to say the last hour. This is about 8 o'clock, I guess. And we weren't allowed to have anybody in that line anymore. So I came in there and I sit on my little couch I was sitting in. I'm sitting there and my ex-wife, her eyes like lit up and she's like pointing. I'm like, what are you pointing at? I look next side me and the girl played Lori was sitting next side me. I didn't even know. And Sarah Wayne Callies was sitting there and I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. I didn't say a word to her. I was tired. I was like, whatever. So she looked at me and she said, hey, sir. I said, she's like, what's your name? I was like, my name's Jimmy. She goes, can you please just watch this door right here? It don't open or close. It's, just watch the door. Make sure the fans go by me, but they won't bother me because I'm going to take a nap. And I was like, okay, no big deal. I watched the door. So about an hour later, she had took her nap. She woke up and they got fireworks outside. I apologize about that. Anyway, about an hour later, when she was done taking her nap, she come outside and she said, can I do anything for you? I said, well, I got a poster, but I don't have it with me. If you want to sign it, that'd be great. And she said, yeah, I'll sign your poster. So the next day I went over there and she said, what's going on, Jimmy? She gave me a hug and signed my poster and everything. And she was really, really sweet. I know I don't like her, but it's fine. But yeah, she was really, really sweet. The girl played Andrew was really sweet too. She actually signed my poster as well. She was really sweet. But yeah, back then I have all kind of stories about that stuff. Yeah.
Well, like I said, all the celebrities that were there were amazing. I couldn't ask for people. I mean, not at all. I was very impressed.
Cool.
I mean, they treated you like family. They really did.
Oh yeah. Well, we were in that trivia night the first night, and they had one celebrity at every table. And Nick's was one of the winners. We had Adam. His I think Adam's Girls. I think was the name of his group. He actually won first. I think Nick's won second, and another thing won third. And I remember I went over there and petted Nick's dog. Everybody's talking about his dog. I got to pet his dog before he went home. So.
Nick needed me. He would have come in first.
Well, I mean, I guess you could have bought a ticket away. I don't know. Yeah, Adam's Girls. Yep, Adam's Girls won. It's on the board right there. Yep. So they actually come in first. They got a bunch of. I think we gave them. Me and Cindy gave them. Well, Cindy gave them, not me. Gave them hats and stuff from the Woodbury shop. That was very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But Miss Dawn, I'm gonna interview you tonight. What got you into The Walking Dead?
I had watched like a little bit of it before, but I started into it late, and then I couldn't get into it because I was like, I can't get into the show because you know how if the show's been on for 2 years and you try to watch an episode, you don't know what's going on. So I was like, I'm the type I have to watch from the beginning. I can't start something in the middle and then watch it. Well, my brother was into it big time, and he kept saying, Dawn, you got to watch this show because I love horror. I mean, I love scary movies. That's my favorite. And he kept saying, you have to watch this. And I'm like, Adam, I don't know if I really want to watch this. He's like, you got to watch it. He said, watch the first 3 episodes. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. Well, honey, I was hooked after that. I binged it all. So that's what started it.
I got you. Is there anything personally that got you involved in it? Like anything in your life? I know a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I know this guy. I'm not calling any names by far, but I know this guy. When I met him, he was kind of suicidal, and The Walking Dead saved him. It really did. I don't think you know him, but yeah, he was on the verge. He would tell you quick. He was on the verge to commit suicide, and he met The Walking Dead fandom, and then he got into The Walking Dead, and then he started loving Carol because his daughter had died before all this. Mm-hmm. So he related to her, and that's the reason why that man related to The Walking Dead. What kicked in for you to love it?
Well, I think well, not to get too personal, but I told you before about the relationship that I was in for 6 years and got out of it, and I had to go to counseling and stuff. And it's like when I watched The Walking Dead, it was like Rick was the male figure that I was looking for. Like he was there, he was dependable, he wouldn't leave you. It was his chivalry, his honor. And I think that's what hooked me to him, that all these people that he didn't know became his family. And, you know, he was there for all of them.
So basically, what you're saying, you look at Rick for like the man you actually wanted in your life.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. I got you. So is Rick the main reason why you stuck with it for so long, or is it everything else catch your eye too?
Well, Rick was the beginning because, you know, you have to connect with a character to move on into a series. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I was more concerned of like, is he going to find his wife? Is he going to find his son? You know, then it was like, oh gosh, his best friend's doing this. So it was kind of like a soap opera in the beginning, and all of us girls like soap operas, you know.
yeah,
So, but then, you know, after it progressed on and you were like getting serious, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, see, because I felt like all those people became my family too, and I was
yeah.
included. And I remember the episode I watched when Dale passed away. I cried
Mhm.
like a baby, and I was like, why am I crying like a baby over Dale? And that's when I realized that I was invested in these people. And I was so mad at Carl that day. I was like, when I watched, I was like, Carl, I cannot believe that you went out there and got that Walker to come there and kill Dale, you know? And you know, you got to think he was just a child, but you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know, but yeah, I was invested.
Yeah. So the Rick character, were you invested still in him to the day he was gone off the show?
Yes.
So you never lost faith in him,
No.
even when he went full blown Shane, you didn't lose faith in him.
No.
Okay.
Understand the reasoning behind it. Everybody has their breaking point, and every person only can take so much. I'm not saying everything he did was correct, but I think he had reasoning behind it. I wasn't going to give up on him. He's
I
human.
got you. I got you. I got you. And let's see. Yeah. So I'm reading the fan stuff. But no, for the most part, I got into Walking Dead because of the same character. Now, I actually fell in love with the governor. The reason why I fell in love with the governor is because David was just a good guy to my kids. It had nothing to do with what was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So when I actually started watching it and started seeing the tanks and stuff, I'm like, I kind of like his character. I don't know. He's kind of fucked up in the head, and I kind of like that. So, I mean, I think his spin on the governor was pretty good. I really did. I liked the whole thing. Actually, what got me into The Walking Dead was my cousin. He's basically like, "You need to watch this," and I was like, "Well, they filmed it at school. I seen them film it, so why not? I kind of want to see what they filmed around here anyway." And at the time, we considered our little show. It's like, that's ours. And all of a sudden, that baby grew up to be too big for his own good. And that's basically what I looked at it. I remember me and Cindy was doing it. There was 10 people that were doing it with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that Walker Stalker, I think 3 or 4. I walked in a Walker Stalker and there was like 80,000 people there. And I'm like, wow,
Right.
what the world did we just, what the world happened? It just it ballooned that big. And it was just crazy. It really was how much fandom it produced. And I remember when they filmed at Noonan, they had this blitz of media they had. It was like I think it was like 30 million people watching it in one night, and they were actually advertising 30 million. It was pretty breathtaking how many numbers they were actually getting. So,
Do you ever, Jimmy, wonder what it is about The Walking Dead? It's like why it captures some people and then other people are just like, eh.
because other people like overlook shit. If you look at something and say it's dumb,
Mm-hmm.
just to say it's dumb, you're missing the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big baseball fan of football. Okay, I didn't think zombie would be a thing for me. Okay, I'm open to everybody, and
Right.
I'm acceptable to everybody. So when I look at the show, it brought a lot of people together. Okay, it brought I was a sports guy. It brought me together with people that hate sports.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that is people that kind of are closed off to new things. are never gonna adapt to it because they don't want to. They're never gonna get out of their comfort zone. I got into it because it was filmed here. I
Right.
don't know if I got into it if it wasn't, but it became a love of my life because it's basically part of who I am now. Because it's the last 10 years I've done nothing but Walking Dead stuff. And looking back, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I met some awesome people. I mean, I met a lot of awesome people,
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't even my friends. I mean, I met like a couple of years ago. I met this guy from Bangladesh, and that guy was, he didn't talk a lick of English. I did a tour with him. He was just excited as hell just to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. I do that for a living, and it brings me joy to see it through the new fans' eyes. That's why I'm a tour guide.
Right.
When I bring these people down here and they never stepped foot in Georgia before, and they complain it's hot, and I'm like, it's not even hot yet. and
It was
my
cold. It was cold past weekend.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it can be like 70 degrees, and people are like, it's hot. I'm like, it's not hot, but
Right.
okay, it's hot for you. I get it. But when they get off the plane, they're so happy just to be here, and that's what gets me. Is the new fans, and it's the fans that's really excited, and they're all gun ho about coming on tour, or just to be able to be around it for 5 minutes. I take it from Go ahead.
It's the new energy.
Yeah, and that's what I love about that. I mean, that's why I like my job. I meet new people every day. I'm a people person. I love everybody. I do. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people in my life I love more than others, of course, but for the most part, I try to embrace everybody, no matter who they are, and that's what part I love about my job is I get to see new people. So, like they saying that Snowy's their happy place in the comments. I get it. I do. I get it. I wouldn't know. For me, I would like to go out and see Breaking Bad stuff, but I'm not traveling all the way out there. I'm not. But I understand why you do it. And that's what I'm saying. That's what my job is, to take every experience that I ever had in Walking Dead, because I had some pretty killer experiences, and share them with that person for the hour I'm with them, and make them feel like they're a part of the Walking Dead world just for that hour or whatever I got them for. And that's what being a tour guide's about. And I get it. I do. I get it. That's why I take the weapons. I take them out there. I take pictures. I try to put them in that background as much as possible, because that's what they're asking for. They're like, hey, I want to meet the actors and I want to see where it's filmed at. And you got to at least make half of that happen.
Jimmy's making me tear up.
No, I ain't making. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's okay.
But no, it's all good. But from my aspect of The Walking Dead have saved a lot of people. Just using me for example. I went through some hard times the last 7 years. For one thing, I almost died. I fell off a ladder, got blood clots. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I ballooned up like the hot air balloon because they were sticking so many so much stuff in me to make me where I wouldn't die. Now I had a bunch of blood clots. So going from there, I'm completely healthy now. I went through a bad divorce. I went through all this stuff. And you know what got me through it? It was not The Walking Dead. It was the fandom.
Yep.
It was purely the fandom. I watched the show. Don't get me wrong. I loved the show. But the fandom got me through it, because these people reached out to me even when I didn't like myself and still loved me. Mm-hmm. That's why I did this podcast. Everybody's sitting at home, and I got these stories when I was at the camp from a couple different people, Mary and a couple other people. They were in Michigan, and they weren't even allowed to leave their house. They got locked up. And Georgia wasn't like that. I could move around freely, but that's why I started this. It's purely for the fans. Like, that's why I do this. It's not for the show. It's for the fans. So, yeah, I mean, speaking from my point of view, I was depressed from that whole almost losing my life thing. I had a 5% chance of living after I got a blood clot. So I had a 95% fillage on one side, 85% on the other. And they told me that night, just we're gonna have surgery in the next hour. Just calm down. You'll be all right. I couldn't have water. I was by myself and I was scared. But when I got through the surgery, the first people to call me, not my family. My family was kind of there. First people to call me was Walking Dead fans to check on me. I'm gonna tell you a story I've not told in about 5 years. My grandmother died the night of Atlanta Movie Tour's opening. Okay, we were sitting there, and I get a phone call that my grandmother passed away. And I remember I was in shock, and I walked outside, started crying like a baby in the car, and Ernie Singleton come out there and got me. Yeah, so it's just one of those things where they were checking on me. He checked on me, and yeah, it was cool, and they made sure that I was cool, and that's including Heather Diaz. All my friends Walking Dead related. I don't think Dustin was there tonight. I know Heather Diaz and her husband was, and they made sure I was okay. Dealing with all this stuff for Walking Dead. I mean, Walking Dead was a big part of my life, and it still is. Sorry about the fireworks outside, by the way. I know we're not talking about a show per se. We're just talking about personal stuff tonight. But since we don't have that many people, it's kind of not relevant, I guess. But do you have any more questions for me, Dawn? I can answer anything you got, girl.
After you got me teary-eyed over here, but it's true.
It's all right.
Like we saw Mary yesterday, like she says, the Walking Dead fans are the best people.
Yeah, definitely. She called me humanoid too, but
yeah, the best.
Humanoid. Yeah, Mary from Grantville is one of them people who's a staple. She's had trials and tribulations in her life, and I think she, when that tour goes down, still make sure Mary's okay. Like seriously, check on Mary. Mary's a good person. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Grantville is closing up shop. I think in July. The wall's still going to be there, so please go down there and support the wall. Take pictures in front of it. There's some businesses open up now, so that's well and good. But yeah, I think all in all, I think us as fans, this. All right, we asked Angel Theory about The Walking Dead ending, and what they said was sometimes beautiful things have to end, and it's okay. When it ends, they just want to send it out in a better way than it came. So, in essence, they want to send The Walking Dead out with a bang, but also prepping it for all the spinoffs. That's basically what they said. So, just because this thing's ending don't mean it's done. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But what you got, Miss Dawn? Did you watch the episodes? I know you did.
I watched the first. I didn't watch the second one. I didn't have time where I got home so late.
So we watched Chipper Copper?
Mm-hmm.
What do we think of it?
It was good. Like I said, I have my views on Shane and Lori and the opening scene where they're in the traffic jam, and that's when they show Carol and Ed and there. And I just think the interaction, like, think about it. They just left and they're in this traffic jam. Just left her husband. Wouldn't you be stressed if you just left your husband?
Well, not when you're Lori, because she got she got the number 2 guy. She's got 1 and 2. You got to break it down. My whole thing was with that was, I think honestly, Shane thought Rick was dead, but I think Shane was doing stuff with her predating that.
Right.
So when was Judith actually born? Well, not born, but when was she conceived? Was she conceived before the zombie apocalypse or after the zombie apocalypse?
Correct.
So the timeline between the start of the zombie apocalypse and the prison when she died, what was that timeline? Right. And you can figure it out. Yeah.
Right.
Anybody know in the comments? Because I think it was shouldn't have been that long because that first one only lasted a couple days, and then season 2 lasted a couple months. So there's no telling. You never know.
But didn't they say? But didn't they, I mean, I could be mistaken. But didn't they say when they left the farm and was out running around, it was like 8 months, or was I wrong? Or just that they went through a winter?
They never showed the winners. I wish they did. Besides the one winner they did show, they never showed them early on.
Mm-hmm.
I think they dropped the ball on that. They should have showed both.
Right.
Because the winner would have been interesting anyway. Because I mean, the one episode we got, there were frozen walkers, and in Georgia, I mean, they wouldn't have been any of that. But you at least got Christmas. You at least see Carl open up some presents to zombie heads or something. I'm just saying. But yeah, they said they went through winter. Yeah, I get that, but they didn't actually. We didn't see them do it. I wish that we'd have seen them do it more often. Right. It's like it rained on The Walking Dead. What, once or twice? Twice, because season 1 and when the tornado happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, they didn't show the rain on it often either.
Right. It's like a drought in Georgia.
Yeah, and Georgia literally rains every night. I mean, just about.
Right.
We do go through droughts during the summer, but during in between, I mean, we get a lot of rain. So I don't know.
And then that's when we see Daryl go out on Nervous Nellie, that he didn't know was nervous, to look for Sophia.
Yeah, and he got an arrow on his damn side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing about it was, why didn't Herschel? I know Herschel's trying to save these people in the barn, but why didn't Herschel just say, "Hey, we got the little girl. She's right here"? Why do you think he just kept it from him like he did?
I don't think he did. Remember, because Shane or somebody accused him of it, and he said, "I don't know." He said, "Unless Otis got her one time and put her in the barn, and I didn't know."
No. If you look back at that episode, and go back and watch it, when they're talking about it, Herschel looks at Maggie, and Maggie looks at Herschel, and Herschel shakes her off when they were talking about Sophia.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, they knew Sophia was in that barn.
You think they actually knew it was her?
Yeah, without a doubt, I knew they knew it was her. It was because when he shook her off, I think he knew. I think he knew it was her, without a doubt.
And
what do you think?
I don't know, because I was taking him at his word because he was a man of faith, I guess, when he said he didn't know. So,
but if you think there's a cure and you know these people are going to kill your family, because that was his family in there. I mean,
it's the scene where after Shane throws the fit and opens the barn and shoots them all is when he said he didn't know that Sophia was in there. That Otis had to put her in there and he didn't know it.
Yeah. What's up, Miss Christie?
I was kind of taking it at that. I don't know.
Yeah, I got you. I think he knew. I think looking back at the episode, yeah, they even saying in the comments that he shook him off. But yeah, I think he knew, and I think he was just trying to save his family. Like his wife was in there, his son, all his family was in there, so he was trying to save them. I don't think he was trying to hurt them at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this episode is also when Lori convinces Glenn to get her a pregnancy test.
And Lori doing Lori being Lori.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Risking Glenn's life again to get her a pregnancy test. That's basically what she did.
Right.
Lori didn't give a crap about none of them. She didn't. Yeah. But so moving on to Merle, when Daryl was hallucinating, what did you think about Merle being there?
I thought it was good because we really hadn't seen Daryl and Merle interact because they had separate scenes in the beginning. You know what I mean? Because they weren't in the same scene. So you actually got to see them interact for the first time as brothers and how he treated Daryl. So you could see where Daryl's character developed, where he was feeling like he was part of a family.
Yeah. Well, they made a suggestion in the comments talking about why didn't he keep going back and forth to the pharmacy? Why didn't he just get it all? Well, if Glenn got it all, he wasn't getting no more booty, so he had to keep going back to that pharmacy. Like no joke, he had to keep going back. So like if he went to the pharmacy, there was condoms and everything. He had it on, but the condoms didn't work. I tell everybody on my tour the condoms never worked. They must have been old. Never, yeah.
Yes.
But oh yeah, yeah. They did.
They went to the pharmacy because they weren't afraid. Like they didn't have fear then. You know what I mean? There
Yeah.
wasn't a bunch of walkers around. So
Well, they're saying in the comments they fell in love. And yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think you can't make love to somebody for so long without having feelings, and that a little bit after that they actually got married in the next season. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I think they started getting feelings for each other, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, they wouldn't have little Glenn without it. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
My question to you is: a lot of fans are saying that they think little Herschel is going to kill Negan. What do you feel about that?
I think that would be the perfect revenge, like let your mercy over your wrath. So
You keep breaking up quite bad.
let me move.
I think it's the cat behind you. I think it's got a lot to do with it. He's messing it up.
Can you hear me now?
Cool. I can hear you just fine now. Yeah.
I think that would be the revenge if Herschel did that. I think to Rick, my mercy prevails over my wrath too.
Yeah, you keep going in and out anyway. We'll just kind of work with it. But yeah, I kind of feel like I would want. Christy says no, he's not. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't think they can do it because they're going to have a Negan spinoff. If they're not going to have a Negan spinoff, they might can do it.
But they can have a Negan spinoff to show how he became Negan, though. They don't have to have an actor.
Yeah, I get it. So what else we got? We got Daryl walking up and your girl shooting him, Miss Andrea. She shot him.
Uh-huh.
And how'd that go down? Let's talk about that.
Well, Dale said don't do that, and she did it anyways because she wanted to be like the men, and she almost killed Daryl. So
when in the comics she was a sharpshooter, she could hit anything. Yeah. So I think honestly, I kind of don't hate on me. I kind of wish Andrea was Andrea in the comics. That's what I want. Yeah, because she was a little badass. I mean, she was bad as Michonne in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
She was a sharpshooter. She could shoot anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why. I get that what went down with that, but I don't understand why they didn't kind of follow the same storyline with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So why do you think that Daryl had the necklace of ears around his neck?
Well, I mean, all right. Back in season 1, remember Glenn and Rick covered themselves with Walker blood.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Michonne did it too. So what Daryl was doing was not too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think by doing that, he could, they're saying he's crazy in the comments. I get it, but maybe he went a little crazy. I get that, but I think looking from season 1 and a couple other seasons, including the Whispers, that wasn't a big deal to put Walker blood on you. So why not ears? I would have had a foot or something. I don't know. It'd be stinking. But like have it around you. You know what I'm saying? No, that way it would have saved your ass. I'm just saying. I would rather be alive and have a little stinky foot than I would have not had a stinky foot. Yeah. I don't know. What would you wear as your jewelry to keep you not getting bit?
Oh, I mean, were there that many walkers out there that he was fighting?
Well, they never showed it. They just said they showed him walking out of the woods. I mean, he could have peeled the wall. I don't know.
And then the interaction where Rick was pointing the gun at him and he's like, what is it? This is the third time you've done that? Are you going to shoot me or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, I don't think it was that crazy. I think it was just the past to be able to walk through there without getting hit. And I think they took away his ears. I think that was messed up how they took away his ears like that. They didn't try to give them back to him.
But he was a little messed up though when they got him. But
He had lost a lot of blood. He was hallucinating. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he was hallucinating.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, was it really that? I mean, because Rick just gutted somebody and put them all over him.
Right.
Yeah, they're saying, Barbara's saying souvenirs. I get it, but I mean, I get it. My whole thing is, to be able to put the blood on you, same thing as ears. I mean, what's the difference? You putting they had guts over them. So, I mean, I'd rather have an ear than a gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you seen how quick Rick got rid of that necklace.
Yeah, he threw it away because he thought Herschel was going to kick him out of there because Herschel wasn't thinking right anyway.
Right.
Truthfully, Herschel was the moral compass of that show at that time, but
mm-hmm.
I just don't get that. I really don't. I think that Shane showing Herschel that these people ain't human is what got him. Interesting fact, though. If you go back and look at R.V. Walker, his real name's Travis Charpentier. And if you go back to where Herschel's actually talking about his son and they show a picture on the refrigerator, that's Travis Charpentier in real life.
Oh.
Yes, same person. Interesting fact. So if you go back to the refrigerator scene where you see his son and they're talking about him, that is R.V. Walker.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I used to know all kind of stupid facts. Kind of still do, but it'd be all right.
Stupid facts.
Well, like somebody told me one day, why you know so much Walking Dead shit? I'm like, I kind of make a living doing this, so I got to know a lot of crap. I was like, it's fine. Yeah. And I guess I need to put that in some trivia too. Like, hey, Travis Charpentier played R.V. Walker. What else he played? Herschel's son.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
You watch the podcast, you're getting the answers to the trivia here.
Yeah, well, me and Cindy might have something special coming up. We're gonna probably announce hopefully pretty soon. So just kind of look for that. But how many people was actually at the trivia night? Did y'all enjoy that? Just let me know how good of a job we did.
Yeah, how many people in the audience was at the camp?
Yeah. But Miss Dawn, talk to everybody about Nick Gomez again.
Oh my goodness. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I just want to know what kind of experience that you had. A lot of people wasn't in here before, is in here now, and I figured let's let them hear your Nick Gomez story.
Okay, you guys, like Nick was like one of my least favorite characters on The Walking Dead because I was happy when Rick killed him because he was trying to kill Rick. So I met him this past weekend and I'm like, he's my second favorite person now on The Walking Dead. He was so sweet. Like he was the best. He actually told me because what had happened is our photo op times got messed up and he had to take his dog home and I had to switch my tour time for Sunday. So we got my picture and he actually did it spontaneous and he was really a good sport and he apologized and he was awesome. And he was talking to me and telling me what he wanted to be when he grew up. Said I wanted to be a solid go dancer. And he's like, what's a solid go dancer? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm old. So, I mean, that was the only thing that was funny because I felt like, okay, am I old enough to be his mother or what? But yeah, he made me feel a little bad.
True fact. I just found out what a solid gold dancer was 95 minutes ago. Like no joke. I was like, what?
But girls, he smells wonderful and he is the sweetest. Yeah.
You're running around sniffing on dudes now?
No, he was hugging me really tight when we did the picture and I was like hugging him and he's like, do you want me to wear my hair down or up? And I said, leave it down. It's sexy. And he's like, okay.
Oh, dear fucking God. You a damn trip. Yeah. But no, I had a lot of fun doing the actual, performances on stage too. Like, that was pretty cool with that, what we did. Angel Theory, of course. I know everybody corrected me. I can't remember another one's name. What's her name? I can't remember. The girl
Is,
played in the
is it Nadia?
Nadia. Yeah, her and Angel Theory. That was an awesome one. Then I did Christmas Story. The three guys there. Scott's really inappropriate. Really damn inappropriate. What I understand, he is really inappropriate. That's all I'm gonna say about that. He had that story about the dressing room and stuff. Really inappropriate. Just saying. But then we had the William Bell and Michael Koski, which I think that went over the best because we actually knew the guys. I've known Michael Koski for over 7 years, and William I've known him for about 2 now. So yeah, everything went over well. I think we did really well with that. I think Casey and Steven did good. And of course, Dustin went around and like he's the popo of everything, and he did really good. Of course, he didn't call me to say goodbye, but it's okay. We'll get him back.
If any of you didn't watch the interview with Koski and Bell, go back and watch it because Koski had some really good stories, behind the scenes stories, didn't he?
Well, his story about Pitch Perfect was pretty cool, and his Guardians of the Galaxy, and he got grounded on The Walking Dead like no other Walker has ever got grounded. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You need to go back and watch it, guys. It was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Christmas Story one, but I'd settled in and actually got used to doing the panels with William Bell and them, and then I did pretty good on the last one. Besides the whole mess up with the handler. Anybody was there, I ended the show a little abruptly because the handler was on the stage to the right of us telling me to end it. So that's why that happened. So I apologize to Angel Theory, but I didn't know. When I looked over to my right and even Cindy said, kill it. So I was like, okay, I'm killing it. And I'd look back and Angel was still signing, and I felt bad. I didn't know what else to do. I just kind of got caught out there, but
yeah,
it is what it is. But you live and learn. I'm still learning. It's fun. But I don't know. I actually liked, the guy that played Officer Doofy. I thought he was pretty cool. He'd run around the con with his little sanitizer trying to get people to sanitize their hands. He would throw it at them if they didn't get it. It's kind of funny. But it was great, Miss Dawn. It really was. I enjoyed myself. I wish Christy could have been there a little bit more with us, but other than that, it was fun.
Well, I had a blast yesterday when you taking me all the locations.
Yeah, I like doing that too. I really do. I think this is gonna sound messed up, but I like the fireworks in Sonoya. I think it was instead of going to the after party, we went to the fireworks, and I think that was the best part, honestly, to me. Yeah, I do. That's got nothing to do with the camp. I just like fireworks, and who I had a great partner to watch him with, so I did pretty good. So I had 3 great partners to watch him with, so I did really well.
Well, we had fun at your work too, like shooting weapons, and acting like we Pearl.
We'll talk about that. Talk about that. Tell them what you did at the Walking Dead Harrelson.
Well, Jimmy took us on a tour, and I got to go inside the buildings, which I got to do before. And I got to pretend like I was Merle shooting the governor and the governor's men out the window. So that was exhilarating. And and then I got to Jimmy took this awesome picture of me like holding the gun like Rick, and it was up close. It kind of reminded me of the scene with Sophia when he had to shoot the gun and right there and pointed at Sophia. That big you enlarged the I don't know how you did it, but you like enlarged the gun. So he's like a professional photographer here, guys. I don't know how he does it. He makes pictures look awesome.
Well, I've been taking pictures on that tour for about 6 years, so I got kind of good at it. Like, I don't know if you ever seen my picture of the Mustang in front of the Esco Mill. Have you ever seen that picture?
I think so. Yeah, I think you put a photo. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that iPhone. I think it was a 5. I took that picture with. That was a crap ass phone, and I made that picture look good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about what you basically see. It's about what you kind of envision. So when you see a low light situation, you just kind of make your own picture out of that. And I like low light situations, but that phone that I have makes it even easier.
Oh, so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy got to take us to Grantville again, and I got to see it for the last time and got to see Mary. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I don't cry that often, but man, Mary almost made me cry when she was like, "It's almost over." I'm like, "Oh my God, Mary, be quiet! You don't need to tell me that."
Yeah.
And you know, Granville, if you ain't got a chance to go see Morgan's apartment, you need to go do it. This is the last month it's ever going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Granville means a lot to me. A lot of people don't know. I had a friend named Patrick, and Patrick is not with us anymore. He died when I was down there, and yeah, it just Patrick was Dustin before Dustin was Dustin.
Yeah,
he was my right hand man, and yeah, I went through a lot of stuff with him. I miss him dearly, but you know, God had other plans, and it's fine. So yeah, I do miss him. There's no doubt. I go on his Facebook page sometimes to look at his pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I do, but it is what it is.
But guys out there listening, if you get the chance, go to Harrelson, do the tour with Jimmy. Go to Grantville before it's over. I mean, if you're going, oh, I don't know, just do it. Just do it. You'll regret it if you don't. Just do it.
Yeah. We need to do that. If y'all want to get together before the tour finally, before they take down the apartment anyway, you know, if y'all want to get me down there, I'll go down there with you. I don't care. I'll do it. Just let me know the day I'm off. I can do it. I took Dawn down there. I want to take Christy down there, but she couldn't. So
yeah, it's worth it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then I got to see where Andrea and the governor was, and got to see the cemetery where Daryl and Beth, and was it the funeral home?
Yeah, the funeral home. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Remember everything because I didn't write it down, so it's like.
All right, so in Granville, you have the whole Clear episode. You have everything from the baby store, mm-hmm. the cafe, the mm-hmm. wall where they drove in at, where mm-hmm. they parked at. You have the actual graveyard where Beth and Daryl went up to, the mortuary. Mm-hmm. You have the Andrea, the governor, actually where he's trying to kill her to the warehouse. You have the scene where the guy with the book bag and Clear fell over. He ended up getting killed. He actually passed away in real life, by the way.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you have all those episodes right there, including where they got stuck in the mud.
And the phone picture with the phone.
Yeah.
Walk by. Yeah, and it's still there, and it has a cup on the end.
Oh, wow, it's got they put a damn foam cup on the damn thing. Yeah. I seen that. I was like, wow. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. I need to get a picture of that.
Yeah, it was.
All right, guys. I need to thank our sponsors, Mr. Kevin. Can we pop that up? All right, Walking Dead Harrelson, the Water Tower Tours, Auto Wraps Plus, the camp, Abraham's Army up there, Chris in the basement. Survive the Night. If y'all actually went over to the camp and done Survive the Night, you know what I'm talking about. It's awesome. Basically, kill walkers in there. Zontography for Danielle. If you want to get bit, change to a walker. Take some sexual lingerie pictures as a walker. It's kind of weird, but if you're into that, just saying, she does it. The Walking Dead fans are amazing, and the Walking Dead Horror Nation. I want to thank Linda. I want to thank Miss Dawn, Christy, Jeff, and Casey. Those are on our Patreon. If you want to do Patreon, we still have our Patreon up, I think, on the Facebook page. If not, we'll put a link up there. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for coming to see me. We love y'all. Sorry that Miss Cindy didn't, get on fully. Miss Dawn, you got anything to say before we head on out? So
we're going to do homework 6 and 7 next week since we only got the one.
Yeah, let's do 6 and 7. And we're going to start doing one at a time. That way we ain't rushing through them so fast. If you want to do just 6, let's do just 6.
Okay.
And we'll start doing one at a time. Because, after a couple of weeks, it's going to be, it's going to fly through pretty soon. So, okay. All right, guys. Until next time, we love you. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.